just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. Super nice. Sent me an Uber home right after.
I got the receipts, chat. So as y'all can see, she's there on the stream, sitting still, getting injected. The day after, a lot of fun. He's so nice. Now she wants to come and sue this. Oh.
Popular Looksmaxing influencer Clavicular has now been hit with a brand new lawsuit. He is being accused of having sex with an underage girl and later on injecting her with an unapproved drug. These bombshell new claims we are going to break down. We'll talk about the response, and we're going to do it all with Johnny Depp's attorney, Ben Chu. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Yeah, bro, this is, and she comes from like a rich family, and like I've seen some tweets that are very questionable about her credibility.
By the way, if you're watching this and you're into content creation or you're putting things out on social media, you might be wondering, how do we get all these clips out there so quickly? Well, everywhere. He's on social media, he's being interviewed. His rise has just happened so quickly, but I think the best way to describe who he is right from the lawsuit that was filed against him. Yeah, and yes, there are some allegations and there's a narrative put in here based on his description, but this is how the plaintiff in this case describes him. Quote, "The defendant, Peters, is widely known under his social media name of Clavicular. Peters has over 1 million social media followers as a result of his online promotion of Looksmaxing, which is focused on improving the physical appearance of his online followers. According to Peters, Looksmaxing allows someone to ascend from maybe slightly below average to above average through Looksmaxing, so they can achieve the desired amount of wealth for a supermodel to date them. He has claimed that across society we should be advocating for looks. Peters has repeatedly claimed and bragged online about his use of illegal substances, including methamphetamine and ketamine, as well as the use of other injectable medication that is available online. Peters has repeatedly bragged about his slaymaxing, which means sex with women he meets through his fame. Peters
Ah, man.
has admitted that he often creates online content so he can be pursuing one-night stands when he goes to parties and slay, which is a euphemism for sex. Peters refers to his one-night stands as a pump and dump. Now, by the way, included in that description are apparently...
Yo, it's so funny to watch normies like use these terms because you can tell how uncomfortable they are.
links to videos purportedly of Clavicular allegedly saying these things. But according to Instagram, because we just did our own research to give you an idea about how big this guy is, he reportedly has almost 600,000 followers on Instagram, over 145,000 followers on X, almost 930,000 followers on TikTok, over 331,000 on the streaming platform Kick. Now, interestingly, by the way, it was only a few days ago that he was reportedly kicked off of YouTube for allegedly creating new channels.
Yeah, YouTube is being...
after already being terminated previously. People magazine reported that his previous channel
a circumvention
was removed, quote, due to content that facilitated access to websites that violates policies on illegal or regulated goods or services. And Clavicular reportedly admits to using drugs and famously claims he smashed bones in his face with a hammer. It's all part of improving one's physical appearance. So yeah, he's a controversial person, okay? And by the way, talking controversial, he recently reportedly was sent to the hospital after a suspected overdose. Just gives you context about this before we get into the lawsuit. Okay, so I'm gonna do an overview of the lawsuit. We're going to break it down, and a little bit later on, I'm bringing on Johnny Depp's attorney, Ben Chu, to talk about it too. The strengths, the weaknesses, the damages, we'll get into it. So, okay, so you have this lawsuit that was filed by Alexandra Vasilevna Mendoza, state court, Miami, and it is against solely Clavicular, real name Braden Eric Peters. And right at the beginning, Mendoza claims that she was a minor under Florida law at the time that some of this allegedly happened, but says she's now 18 years old. Now, it's interesting because the complaint starts off by acknowledging Mendoza comes from a troubled background.
And just so you guys know, Clav is young too. He was probably like 19 or 18 when this went down.
That she took to social media at 16 to get sponsorships to support herself financially. So I guess it goes into this idea, which we'll get into, how much she
I don't know if that's true. From what, let me see what I could pull up here on the side, guys.
was relying on this. Maybe how much she was turning to Clavicular for help. Maybe why she continued to stay in touch with him. I think that's the narrative, but let's go through it. And she apparently, according to this, was referred to on social media as Allura or Allura Ziva. So you go to May 2025, and she alleges Clavicular pays her $1,000 to film videos. And again, allegedly 16 years old, claims that Clavicular wanted her to be the face for Looksmaxing, and that Clavicular allegedly helps her create videos and write scripts for her, but apparently she hadn't met him yet in person. And she claims that's when he arranges for an Uber to bring her to Cape Cod to Clavicular's parents' house. And she claims not only were Clavicular's mother and grandmother at the home, but with the mother fully aware, there were excessive amounts of alcohol that were served, and she claims Clavicular was under 21. Again, she claims she was underage, okay? And she claims that when she goes to the house, she goes to his room, he supplies her with vodka, she's inebriated, and he has sex with her, and she wasn't able to consent. She alleges that when she wakes up, she finds Clavicular again having sex with her without her consent. She claims she's sent off in an Uber, doesn't see him for 6 months.
Now, of course, right, she's, these be lying. So she was supposedly raped back in May of 2025. So why is she commenting this on a ship edit of her and her alleged rapist just 2 months ago? Look at this. Holy lore. Bro, these be lying, bro. Yo, what the fuck is this? Like what? Like what? I thought he raped you, bitch. Yo, these be lying, bro. This is why, yo, honestly, dude, this is what it really went down. She's pissed off he didn't hit her back up. That's what it is, dude. Okay? And this is where we're quickly getting into, man. Right? Will hook up with you consensually. Then, if you don't follow up with them in a certain way, or they don't like the treatment after the fact, they reserve the right to retroactively withdraw the consent and then say, "Oh, he raped me," and then everyone believes them.
Fast forward.
So why are you commenting this on your rapist photo saying "holy lore"? Like what? Come on, bro. Come on, dude. She didn't get raped. She's mad that she got sent to Uber and didn't see it, and she didn't see him for 6 months.
November 2025. She's out in Miami, and she claims she sees Clavicular. He allegedly compliments her on how her looks have improved through Looksmaxing. He allegedly invites her and her friends over to his place for a streaming session. Says she's ascending. Again, this slang term in the culture.
Wait, didn't this dude what? So wait, you were raped, and then you agree to go back on his live stream? Bro, I actually have the clip here too. This is the stream that they're probably talking about, man. Dude, see, and this is why I wanted to do this on OSS, because, these bitches be lying, dude. Because, like, look, let's go back here. Let me put this over here. Let's really go through this. So she alleges.
I think that's the narrative, Bellatora or Alora Ziva.
So you can see, here she is, Alora Ziva.
So you go to May 20, and again, allegedly 16 years old, claims that Clavicular wanted her to be the face for her, but apparently, and that 16 years old, claims pays her $1,000 to film videos. And again, allegedly 16 years old, or Alora Ziva. So you go to May 2025, and she alleges Clavicular pays her $1,000 to film videos. And again, allegedly 16 years old, claims that Clavicular wanted her to be the face for Looksmaxing, and that Clavicular allegedly helps her create videos and write scripts for her, but apparently she hadn't met him yet in person. And she claims that's when he arranges for an Uber to bring her to Cape Cod to Clavicular's parents' house. And she claims not only were Clavicular's mother and grandmother at the home, but with the mother fully aware, there were excessive amounts of alcohol that were served, and she claims Clavicular was under 21. Again, she claims she was underage, okay? And she claims that when she goes to the house, she goes to his room, he supplies her with vodka, she's inebriated, and he has sex with her, and she wasn't able to consent. She alleges that when she wakes up,
she's not able to consent, and then she comments, "holy lore." Like what?
Finds Clavicular again having sex with her without her consent. She claims she's sent off in an Uber, doesn't see him for 6 months.
That's what her off. That's what her off right there.
Fast forward, November 2025. She's out in Miami, and she claims she sees Clavicular. He allegedly compliments her on how her looks have improved through Looksmaxing. He allegedly invites her and her friends over to his place for a streaming session.
And she goes.
Says she's ascending, again, this slang term in the culture for improving appearance, that he could help her continue to gain.
So use the language, use the vernacular of your rapist, right?
A following online. In the car, she claims that Clavicular and his friends snorted this white powdery substance. She claims she refused to participate in this. And according to the complaint, they arrive at this place in Delray Beach. It's about an hour away, and I'm going to read the rest of this verbatim, okay? Quote, upon arriving at their destination, Peters attempted to kiss and seduce Mendoza. Mendoza rejected those overtures. Peters continued to tell Mendoza that he could help her with her online presence and took her into a bedroom where he began live streaming on the Kick.com platform. Sitting on the desk was a vial of medication called Aqualix, along with syringes. Peters told Mendoza that he wanted to inject her with this product to melt fat on her cheeks as part of his promise to help her with her online presence through Looksmaxing. During this session, Peters stated or implied that he was acting with medical authority, including by referring to himself as a doctor or otherwise holding himself out as qualified to perform the injection. The FDA has warned that fat-dissolving injections are not FDA approved and can be harmful. Peters was not a physician. Peters was not licensed to practice medicine in Florida. Peters was not authorized to inject plaintiff with any drug, medication, chemical, or fat-dissolving substance. Peters never notified Mendoza that he was not authorized or licensed to perform injections. Plaintiff did not provide legally valid consent for Peters to inject her. Plaintiff's parent or legal guardian did not consent to Peters injecting plaintiff. Peters nevertheless prepared to inject plaintiff on camera during a live stream session that was streamed on the Kick.com platform.
And she consented, okay? I don't want to hear none of this. What the fuck is this? She's standing there as he does it. Bro, why do we never take accountability for their fucking actions, bro? Bro, like, what the fuck, man? She's just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck, man? Never take accountability for their actions, ever, ever. I love how the complaint puts it one way, and what's she doing? Looks pretty consensual to me, bro.
Yo, my nigga, I hear you got the plug. Hit me up, nigga. I'm chilling here in Tel Aviv.
Dude, I can already see a clip. Clav inject meth. I'm crazy.
Chat, we're Looksmaxing her. We're Looksmaxing her. It's all good.
I think this clip actually might have been what got him banned from YouTube, actually, because I don't know if they streamed that part on YouTube.
Peters then injected plaintiff multiple times in both cheeks with what he represented to be Aqualix. Peters did not explain to plaintiff that Aqualix was not approved by the FDA for injectable fat-dissolving use or that fat-dissolving injections can be harmful. At the time of the injection, Mendoza was a minor under Florida law and could not receive any injections absent parental consent. At the time of the injection, Peters knew that Mendoza was a minor, as he commented online, "She's still a minor. I'm 19, you." This entire episode was live streamed and remains available to be replayed on the Kick website and platform. Neither Peters nor Kick received Mendoza's permission to stream this session.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Bruh, there was a camera there. She knows that she was on live.
Video shows that Peters had problems injecting Mendoza. In fact, Mendoza's right cheek has perforated. During the video, Peters stated or suggested that methamphetamine had been added to the injection mixture. After the first injection, plaintiff appeared drugged on camera. Plaintiff believes that she may have been injected with methamphetamine or another undisclosed substance.
You know what's interesting? Because right after she got injected, look at this. There's a day after.
And what else? Not dating Clav. Just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. And what else? Not dating Clav. Just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. Just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. Super nice. Send me an Uber home right after. And what else?
Yo, shut the f up, bro. F these I got the receipts, chat. So as y'all can see, she's there on her stream, sitting still, getting injected. The day after, a lot of fun. He's so nice. Now she wants to come and sue this. Yo, fuck these, chat. Fuck these, bro. Fuck these, man. See, this is why I don't want to say this shit on YouTube, because they'll probably be on some fuck. Bro, this shit is ridiculous, dude. Absolutely ridiculous. Yo, these women can just lie all day. All day, dude.
And what else? Not dating Clav. Just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was
this cross-eyed
really fun.
Literally.
Together where he injected Aqualix. It was
injected Aqualix.
really fun.
It was really fun.
Super nice. Send
Super nice.
me an Uber home right after.
Oh, isn't this the guy that allegedly? Isn't the guy that you allegedly? Yo, get the f out of here, bro. These are the worst, man. All they do is lie, 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 man. Yo, look, we've already found all this contradictory evidence immediately. Is this how you respond once to here? Get out of here. Get the f out of here, bro. This is why Me Too is a f cancer. It's a f cancer. And these can lie all day, dude.
During this entire session,
Incredible.
Peters, through the Kick platform, was receiving, processing, sharing, or financially benefiting from paid viewer engagement, including subscriptions, donations, tips, platform currency.
Here's the real reason she's mad. He made a bunch of money during this. That's why she's pissed off. And she didn't get a cut of it, or he didn't help her as much as she wants.
Or other monetized activity available through Kick's platform. Now, after this, she does claim that they did see each other other times, claims that he would pay bouncers to let her into bars, get drinks for her, and she claims that she thought all this time that he was trying to help her with her career. And she makes the claim also that these encounters were streamed on Kick. Then, she alleges that in one—
Okay, so now you're claiming, so what? So the guy, but like you're like hanging out with him after? See, that's why this case isn't criminal, by the way, chat. If you guys are wondering, like, yo, like clearly you can't take this seriously that she was raped.
2026, Clavicular embarks on this campaign to discredit her, and she ultimately loses sponsorships and sponsorship opportunities.
Ah, there's your motive right there. That's why she's pissed off.
That she cites how she signed a contract paying her $15,000 a month with an online trading platform. So this goes to the harm component. And then it says, quote, upon information and belief, Peters' campaign to discredit plaintiff was undertaken in anticipation of plaintiff asserting claims arising from the live streamed injection and related misconduct. So she's suing Clavicular under 4 causes of action, 4 claims. And I want you to listen carefully, because I'm going to talk about this with Ben Chu a little bit more about what is not included in this. So the first is battery, allegedly intentionally injecting her, causing physical and psychological injury.
Bruh. We got the footage right here. This is battery.
Dr. Clav?
She's just sitting there.
Count 2, intentional infliction of emotional distress. So the alleged injection, the claim is, was intentionally reckless and outrageous. You're talking about something that goes past the bounds of what is acceptable, really egregious conduct. And she claims it caused her severe emotional distress, trauma, humiliation.
Yeah, trauma, right? Like how she's
And what else? Not dating Clav. Just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. Super nice. Send me an Uber home right after.
Yep, exactly, bro.
Nightmares, panic, fear.
Liars.
Mental anguish. Count 3, fraud. So this is about Clavicular allegedly not telling her he wasn't a licensed healthcare provider and didn't have the authority to inject.
You've been known that. He's 18. He's like your age. What? Yo, he never purports himself to be a doctor ever. What? Are you that? He's like your age. Yeah, he's not a doctor. Like, bro. See, this is why we need to take. They're so in that, or they know what it is, but then they feign stupidity to skirt accountability, man. Just lies all over the place, bro.
Injector before
This
allegedly doing so. And you follow that with the allegation that he
first you say he rapes you, then you hang out with him, then you let him inject some shit in your face, then the next day you say, oh, it was so much fun, huh? And then you hang out with him and stream after that multiple times. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. This is a chick that's mad that she didn't get the clout and the fame that she wanted. She wants to be an influencer. She didn't get it. So she's like, you know what? F it, let me sue this guy. I've seen him make all this money. I've seen him blow up and you know, he's had this meteoric rise. Let me just sue this guy. That's what the fuck is going on here. This is a money grab. This is 1,000% a money grab. And if you don't see that, you're okay? Incredible, bro. Incredible.
didn't tell her that she needed to have.
See, this is why we got to take bitches right. If I was the president, bro, no right to vote, you're home at 8 o'clock, strict curfews in place, your father's always there, she wouldn't be involved with none of this. She had a dad. It wasn't being a thought.
Parental consent. Allegedly didn't tell her that this drug, Aqualax, was not FDA approved. She argues if she knew.
Bro, she'd been known that. She's been hanging out with Clav forever. She knows what Looksmaxing is, dude. Get the fuck out of here with that, bro.
Do all this, she wouldn't have agreed to it. Count 4, this is interesting, unauthorized publication of name and likeness. This is under Florida law. The argument here is that Clavicular allegedly uses her name, her image or likeness in connection with this live stream.
She was there, dude, she's on the she's on here talking about the stream. She's admitting that she was there on her own social media. She's commenting holy lore. Like, what? Nobody forced her to be on stream, dude. What the yo, man, this is crazy.
This replay content that he's making money off of it for profit. She didn't consent, and she's entitled to penalties and under Florida law, like royalties and exemplary damages. By the way, also for the other count, she's apparently seeking compensatory damages, restore her to whole, and that she reserves her right for punitive damages, punishment damages, which, by the way, can add up. Now, Mendoza's attorney released a statement saying, quote, "Our client will tell her story through the legal process. In the meantime, we do look forward to hearing from Mr. Peters and his lawyers." While speaking of that, Clavicular's attorney, Steve Kramer, adamantly denies the claims, releasing a statement. "We are aware of the complaint recently filed against Mr. Peters." This is to Rolling Stone. "These are allegations only and remain unproven. Mr. Peters denies the claims and disputes the..."
Steve Kramer, let me look this up. Got to be a lawyer. Is him? I don't think that's him. Hey, either way, when it comes to like this, you need a lawyer behind you, bro.
Characterization
Somebody do an early life for me.
of events.
Yeah, this is me. This slew is Me Too maxing. Facts. Big facts, bro.
He will respond through the appropriate legal channels and intends to vigorously defend himself. We will not comment further at this time. Okay, so now is the time where I bring in one of my favorites. I'm so happy to see him again. I'm bringing on Ben Chu, who, as you know, famously represented Johnny Depp, high-profile trial several years ago. We've had him on the show. We've had him on the program so many times since. My good friend, good to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time. I was telling you before, like, when we talk about high-profile lawsuits, this guy, Clavicular, is massive right now. He is massive. He is getting a following, and getting a following so quickly that I'm very curious to know how this fits into it and what the repercussions could be. And I want to break down this lawsuit. Just generally speaking, you had an opportunity to review it. What do you make of it? What do you make of the allegation?
Jesse, it's great to be on again. I find this complaint quite disturbing, as I'm sure you did, but also puzzling in the sense that it appears to describe, almost in the background section, an alleged sexual assault, which allegedly preceded the incident whereby...
Yeah, of course, this is going to come in and give his moral high ground.
He supposedly injected her with some fat-reducing drug. So it really begs the question, if she believes that this was a sexual assault, why that's not part of her case in chief.
Why do you think that wasn't included? And I actually did a double take, too, because when I was looking through the causes of action, it was all about the injection. It wasn't... I mean, look, the allegation about this sexual assault when she was a minor, I mean, that's the allegation.
I don't give a fuck about this. He's going to give some good commentary. Oh, she's a victim. Bro, like, yo, blue pill guys are bro.
Case of
the maxing is hilarious. I'm going to tweet that later.
A 40-year-old and a 17-year-old. This is the case of somebody who is only, 2 or 3 years older, as I understand it. And I do think that might affect how a jury sees this.
Which goes to another point. I've seen this video. It was up on It was up on a X page, Clavicular Updates. I don't know if it's genuine or not. Could potentially be. Let me play it real quick.
And what else? Not dating Clav. Just did a little stream together where he injected Aqualix. It was really fun. Super nice, send me an Uber home right after.
If that's true, there's two ways to look at it, right? One person could look at, she said she had no problem with it and now she's suing him. This hurts her credibility. The other way of looking at it is, in these types of cases, and if you have alleged victims who are younger, sometimes somebody will say how they feel about something that allegedly happened one way and then fully grasp it another time. Or, they like, because it can be very complicating how complicated how somebody processes or feels about something or alleged abuse. But the other way of looking at it is, too, if she thought that he was going to help her career, she would say whatever she needed to help, to make sure that he helped her. And when he didn't actually help her, turned on her, according to the allegations, that's when she's like, okay, this is the real truth. This is, yeah, I said that on tape, but that's not really how I felt. Talk to me about what we should be thinking there.
Yeah, I'm smiling not because it's a funny situation, but because you and I have talked about this in many different cases. This is a case that I think we will have an expert who will just explain to the jury. We'll probably have experts on both sides, and her expert would explain why a victim might behave in that manner and say, I was fine with it, and that could be, consistent with someone who is still a victim. He would have another victim.
Cobato, thank you so much, man, for the 90. Appreciate you. I think you joined for the year, maybe? Is that what it is? Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for that.
He would have an
Cobato 98
expert on the other side to argue, no, that's not the way a real victim would act. So I think this will be a case that not only involves the credibility of the two.
Yeah, she has no credibility, bro. No cred.
Principals, the plaintiff and the defense.
That's why this isn't criminal. It's only civil. She's just trying to get, how much she's trying to sue for?
But I think you're going to see expert testimony.
And particularly, I know I've seen it already on social media, those who have come to Clavicular's defense. She continued to hang out with him. She was with him if there was really a problem. It gets complicated, and it also gets complicated if you're dealing with somebody that young. I'll just say that. In terms of damages, there's parts of this where it seems not only the damages for what she claims happened to her, right? Compensatory damages, reserving her right for punitive damages, punishment damages, but is it also trying to get the money that he earned off of their appearances together, and how would that work?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be a part of the case that this was an unauthorized use of her likeness, and I think that is a pretty strong cause of action. And it goes back to your point about parental consent, that she was not capable of giving her consent to her likeness being used, on his show, as it were. And it also goes back to your earlier point of why she might include the sexual assault allegation as context or as background, because that's something that she wants to get in the jury's head.
Yeah, but no credibility, dude. You hang out with him multiple times after? Come on, man.
That if the jury really believes that he sexually assaulted a minor at the time, they may not care about the niceties of the jury instructions that you and I, spend so much time with judges dealing with it. If they think that he sexually assaulted her, they may just want to punish him, irrespective of everything else, which is why I think a judge should look long and hard about striking those allegations. I mean, it seems to me that you either make the allegations that there was a sexual assault or you don't, but you don't mix it up in a case that involves a completely different set of incidents.
Do you think that she's also, her attorneys are making a basis to go after Kick as well? The Kick is not named as a defendant, but I'm wondering if going after this platform is something we're expecting too.
Yeah, that's a great point, Jesse. And you always look as a plaintiff's counsel, and most of my work is on the plaintiff's side, is you look for deep pockets. And Clavicular,
and that, my friends, is exactly why she's trying to do this. It's a money grab. We know it's a money grab, and it's pretty pathetic, man. It's money grab.
Pocket in and of himself, but I would go after the corporate entities as well, because you're talking about another pocket and an entity that's likely to have insurance, which could fund a settlement. And clearly what you're looking at here, if you're really looking after your own client, which I'm assuming that these lawyers are, you don't want to put your client through a trial, because even if she prevails, this is going to be further traumatizing her. And if you can get a good settlement, short of putting her through having to relive the alleged sexual assault, having to relive, being injected on a, before.
This guy's such a bro. She wanted to do it. Who the are you fooling? Oh, she has to relive getting injected again in the face. Oh my God. Shut the up, man. Never take accountability for anything, dude. It's so annoying. It is so annoying, dude.
Millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people, you want to do that.
This is not a contract dispute case, right? This is a case involving really disturbing allegations, which makes me wonder, do you think authorities are involved at all? Do you think she went to law enforcement? Because
yeah, she probably did, and they said, you don't got a case. You went back and hung out with him after he allegedly raped you. This looks really bad. That's not how a victim behaves, okay? Speaking of which, guys, we got to make fun of us real quick. Let me show you guys. Let's finish this, then we'll go.
This is blending in. These allegations are blending into the criminal arena.
Yeah, I clearly think, the sexual assault, that's a very serious crime. And the battery, I mean, assuming that this actually happened and there's evidence of it, that he injected her without proper authority or permission since she was a minor and he had no medical background, I would think that also would be a very serious crime that the Florida authorities do. When that happens, Jesse, as you know, if there's an indictment, it usually results in a stay of the civil case, because then Clavicular, in this case, as a criminal defendant, has a right against self-incrimination. And many courts look at it as unfair to require the defendant to have to testify in a civil case while the criminal case is pending. So for whatever reason,
Yeah, so Fifth Amendment attaches.
And my guess is if this case proceeds and he's testifying in the civil deposition, there's no jeopardy at issue. But it's a great question because you would think that there'd be a parallel criminal investigation.
There's not going to be a criminal case because she's not credible as a witness. No DA is going to want to have to deal with, you know, a witness like her that showed on stream multiple times after allegedly being raped.